We're going to take a look at managing our featured content. This is a rotating banner. It might look slightly different on yours, but you get the general idea. This is it rotates through several items within the featured content pool of content. This will make sense once we get into actually creating new content. You can also edit the existing two that we have here. You can see that you can kind of scroll through one, two, and it shows up randomly. It only shows 4 items at any given time. Reason for that is so that it doesn't load. Say if you had 100 of them, that would be too much for the end user to download each 100 images. That would just be way too much. So keeping in mind that it's going to show 4 random ones through that pool of content. So you can have 100 of them in there, but it will only show 4 at a time, and it will show randomly. So what we can do is we can edit existing ones because they link to other content. We can't actually click to go to them and actually link to them. So we're going to go into our content listing. And once we're in there, we can take a look. And you can see that there's types, there's featured content, there's 2 of them here. There are 2. So let's go and edit one of them, and then we can take a look and see how all the content works out. And we can change the items that are in there. So we can go and just change this to our new title. Give it a little description here. I'm going to leave it as is. You don't want to make this too long, as obviously it's not going to show through, but the system will trump and add ellipses to make sure it all fits within that block. So you can actually add several paragraphs here, but it will only show a certain amount of characters. So we're going to leave it as is, but you can get the idea just by playing around with it. Let's remove the existing image that's there. You can see that there's kind of a little thumbnail showing what's already there, and let's upload a different image so that we can see how it pushes through. So let's choose our file. From our computer, we're going to grab this one here. It will, when you upload it, it'll make sure that it's the right size, at least 780 pixels by 300 pixels, and then it'll crop and resize it. So if you try to upload something too small, it'll tell you. But if it's something that's, say you have 3000 pixels by 2000 pixels, it'll crop it automatically and fit it into that space. So you might have to play around with it a bit to make sure it gets what you want to do. So URL, again, you can actually link to an external site, or you can actually use a local path, so something close like About Us or Contact Us. Let's just change this to the Contact Us page, and we can get that URL from anywhere. Or let's say, for example, we're here on the blog. We can add that through, grab that to URL, put blog in there, and then let's click Save. And then once we've saved it, you'll see that it'll end up in the rotation here, and we'll just go to the home page and just make sure. Now again, you can have as many items as you want on that. So let's click the home page. You can have 100 items, and it will just pull out 4 random ones every time the page loads. So every time someone comes back to the site, they might see something new each and every time. You can put in there an ad. You can put in there just something general about your organization that links to another page about us. We just give it a second to finish loading those images because it has to crop and resize it for the first time, and then we should be able to see it here on the next rotation. There we go. There it is on the next rotation. It's been loaded so that we have it within there. And you can see there's our new title. Let's go back to that. There's our new title and our description. You can see we have a little more space, so we might want to make our title a little bit longer and just kind of play around with it and see kind of how that goes. But again, we can just add new ones to the system just by going Add Content, going to Featured Content, and filling out the same form that we just edited for the last one. Much like creating a blog or creating a page, we're going to give it a title, we're going to upload an image, and we're going to give it in this case a teaser that shows up here, and then the link to where it goes within the rest of the site or to an external site. Anyways, thank you very much.